I had a question around your contact center portfolio. Are you seeing most of your traction in kind of greenfield sites where they already don't have any investment, or it's a new site that they're making and then they go on the hosted model?
Both.
Both, okay. If you're doing the other one where you're integrating with an existing setup, what part of, I mean, do you get the screen pop up and the routing engine comes to you, or are you also doing other applications from the idea to the recorder? What aspect are you getting more of?
Well, we've made it modular, so you can choose the different options. What you find is quite often people want a cloud service where they've got a new initiative, like a retail chain wanting to start up a new online service. Yeah. So let's just say they've gone into electricals rather than food retailing, for example. That's an example where they want 25 agents in 3 weeks' time. And then they'll phone up the next day and say, can we make it 100? And then a month later they'll say, can you make it 300? And then a month later they'll say, actually, do you know what, can we just roll it out across everybody? Here's a contract for 2,000. We've already placed it online, just to tell you. That is very typical buying behaviour for us currently in the contact centre world. They start small in an area, rapidly expand.
And I mean, sorry, just to add on to that, I mean, in Asia Pacific, are you seeing customers asking you, I mean, the customer information piece of it, I mean, are they concerned about that? Is it going, to parts where, because some areas are definitely regulatory compliance. I mean, it could be in the banking sector, for example. But hospitality might not be there. But are you hearing that in Asia? Is that a deterrent to your growth in the hosted contact center area?
I think that's exactly why we talk about the 4 key areas of investment, and security being one of those, because customer data is very valuable in many ways. Yeah, you don't want to lose it. It can destroy your reputation. You may never recover from it, and likewise, often you're not allowed to let it leave the country. Yeah, so that's why we manage the deployments, and we don't just randomly let people sign up and do things, because there are some obligations around that. So that's why we look at the global way it's delivered, because we have a global voice network. That global voice network has some intelligence in it, in terms of voice recording, call routing, some of the storage capability. And within the network, combined with the actual platform, that enables us to meet the majority of the compliance requirements. And where we can't, we're very honest about people needing to understand the implications of the way it's available. Okay.
Any more questions?
Throughout your presentation, you didn't touch on or talked about on-premise private cloud. I think today in the whole cloud ecosystem, that's like the largest addressable market for any ICT player. So does that feature in your future product solutions roadmap or?
Yes, I'm sure my colleague from Cisco at the back there would be more than delighted with our on-premise data center solutions. I think it's possibly his day job. I completely agree with you. On-premise is a key market, if not the largest part of the infrastructure market. I agree with you. It's a key area for growth, and it's a key area where we, on a global basis, are working with Cisco on a number of things in that. Partly we use Cisco technology in B2BDC. We will be doing more together around that area. I think it is a big area. The key for us is obviously what is the value that we deliver to the customer, because just customer buying a piece of equipment and plugging it in is not a high value solution for us. A Cisco engineer can more happily turn up and deploy his piece of equipment. What we need to focus on is what's the value that customers are going to get from BT Global Services. And I think at the minute we haven't productized it because it's still early days, and there's huge amounts of competition in that market. It is a key part though of how we work with our major customers, and the likes of some of our pharma customers and others have a fundamental requirement for us to deliver that, and in that context of a big outsource or a big managed service contract, we deliver that.
Is that your long-term?
It's certainly something for major customers we will do, yes. Will I take on old data centres and do mess for less. No, that's not BT's. We don't do data centre outsourcing, and I don't see us going into data centre outsourcing. You know, I'd say phone IBM. But I think it's more what's the go-to platform that they need for the future. That's where I see our focus.
So do you have an alliance with the vBlock or VMware Cisco EMC? Is that part of your alliance ecosystem? I mean, I know officially nothing has been announced. I think Orange has done it, so is that your preferred partner at the moment as well?
Our focus in the minute is around how we work with our partners such as Cisco, how we invest and grow the BT VDC, and in major customer contracts that we have with our global multinational customers, working with the likes of HP and others is very important to us. I don't have formal agreement with companies that you refer to or that alliance, but it's a very small world.